jobs. Isabel had been working away from home. She was in London as far as I could remember, a good part of the time, and the others were working. You see, now Tom lived in Wolverton at a butcher's place up there. He was learning the trade of the butchery up there.
Oh, that's where he did it.
Yes, Frank White's, that was a big butcher's place, and he
Yeah.
lived with them up there. So they weren't all living at home, you see. So I just thought they'd gone up Ridgemont because of there were too many of us in this little place all growing up. But you see, if you take it, there were a number of years between when they stopped going to the post office and when we moved up to Ridgemont. And we only had the Ridgemont house because the Varneys wouldn't go up there. They were supposed to come out from Parsons, 14 of them there. And they should have gone up into this, because they'd only got like a 2-bedroom place, and should have gone up into this 4-bedroom house of Ridgemont. And at that time, they wouldn't go, so they offered it to me mum. So my mum and them had it. But what puzzles me is what happened to this money that they sold this property to. Sold this property, and I got it in my brain that it was £250. But I can't imagine what happened to the money, because I mean obviously they bought lino and curtains for the other house. But Ted and Bernard had made a lot of furniture, and they obviously took the furniture up from the other place. There were 2 rooms downstairs and two upstairs as well down the little place. So I don't know, I wondered what had happened to the money. Then I thought, where they paid for Ted to have a trade in Wolverton Works, but they never paid for Bernard and them have one.
What, didn't he get an apprenticeship or something?
No, because his dad didn't work there, you see, that was the thing, they only had it if the dads worked there. So they paid for Ted to have one. As I say, Bernard never had apprenticeship, but like Pauline was saying, it would have been money to pay, I know, but she said it wouldn't have been a great deal of money, not that sort of thing. So that wouldn't have taken up the money, you know how you sort of wonder what's happened to money. So, are you having your dinner before it's time?
No, I didn't have any breakfast.
Oh, of course you didn't, did you? So anyway, I just wondered what had happened to that money.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do, because you can't see anywhere along the line. I mean, as if they bought a house full of furniture, but I mean, a lot of the property was around about £100 at the time, but of course it was detached place, 2-bedroom, where a lot of them were only 1-bedroom places. But I don't know, I wondered, and then I was wondering, the other thing was about with Joe up there, because I don't know whether my dad was born up at Puxley. He didn't even know when I asked him. We called on him the other day. Took him mince pies and we'd made, and Janet made, and a plum pudding, so he was thrilled to bits. But I'd phoned him up and had a long chat to him on Sunday night, and said we'll call and see him, but he said he might be at Wakefield, gone to fetch some stuff. He goes up there on the tractor, or he might be in. So I said, well, you know, we'll come round, because didn't know what sort of time, and he didn't know whether to be in or out sort of thing. So I said, well, we'll come round and see if you're there. Anyway, we're just coming out on his tractor to go muck spreading, so he stopped and got out of the tractor. We had about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour with him, and he was quite pleased about that. So I said, I wish you'd phone me up sometime, you know, because I'll give him my name and number sort of thing. Yeah, I've got your letter here. He said, I will phone you up. So I thought, well, I'll have a word with him. I'll see if I can go and see him and see if we can unravel the past a bit, see what happened along the way there, because I don't know, except I remember my mum saying that the granny used to accuse her of, well, she used to insinuate rather than actually accuse mother of the money was there and now it wasn't there, you know, and it made it such a bad atmosphere that mum stopped going up there. She used to go up there to help her, I think, you know. Although Aunt Annie never went to work, she used to help in the domestic side of the farming business, but it probably was Aunt Annie having it, because she used to like her drink, you see.
I was about to say, was it?
Yeah, it was her having the money, but I mean...
The gin factory had it.
What sort of time of the lifetime all that was, I don't know, but I don't know as Joey knows. And I thought, I never ever remember the granny coming to see us down in any of the houses. Aunt Annie used to come when my dad was bad. No, Aunt Annie, she used to come, although she were a bit tiddly. We used to laugh because she'd bring this little dog. She had this little Jack Russell, and the dog would follow her everywhere. She used to come in the back door, and then, of course, after she'd been sick, this is when my dad's ill, she used to go out the front door, you see. And the poor dog, we didn't realise this, the poor dog had sat on the doorstep all night waiting for her. Yeah, never seemed to think he heard her going out the front door, but...
Dogs are usually canny like.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Because it could have got down there, you see. So, or back.
Who was Annie then? Annie was...
Joe's mother,
Joe's
my
mother.
auntie.
Yeah.
My auntie Annie.
So that was Granny's sister.
No, Granny Davis's daughter.
Right.
Oh, sister to my brother. Sister to my father.
Father, yeah.
Sister to my father. So, whether he knew, and I don't remember him coming to the house. He used to play with Herr Arthur, and when he's Herr Arthur's age, and when I used to, every time I went up to the farm, I think I must have went up the most because she didn't like it. I didn't want anything to do with the grandchildren, the granny never, and she favoured Joey all the while, and I used to go up with my dad. He used to come down for Sunday dinner. That's how I just remember him. And then he'd go back up, he'd go to bed. I used to go and have a lay down with him in the afternoon. And then I'd go back up with him and take the cows back up. They'd come down the side, you know, all that grass that used to be all about, all over everywhere, up the side of the road, and quite a big bit up where they built High View and all that. They used to munch the way down there. That was like a right they had, you know, to graze that, keep that short. And I suppose Montgomery's used to let him do that. So this was only Sundays this happened. We used to let them come down there like that. And then by the time they'd got to the bottom there, it'd be time for us to go back up to the farm, you see, tea time. So we used to they used to walk back up, you know, didn't graze then, they'd go back up to the farm. And then I used to help him milk these animals, and then I used to cool the milk. But you've got to think I'm only about 10 or 12 at this time, 10, not very old, because he died when I was 12, you see, so he'd been bad 2 years. But I never remember the granny ever coming to see him when he was ill, and neither do I ever remember any time that she came. Whether she come to the funeral, I got no idea. And they said they had to sell the cow to bury my dad and get that bit of stone round him, you know, so... Don't know. I wondered, two things I wondered when I was talking to Pauline about it. We wondered whether they had the depression in America, didn't they? Whether she sent any to the relation. But then I would have thought they got on their feet when I ever know. I remember them sending us night clothes and different things over when we were down in the little house. So I wondered, if she'd have sent them money, they would have sent it back again. I don't think they would have kept the money like that, and not when they got on their feet, they would have sent it back. So I ruled that out, and then we thought afterwards that was quite in the sometimes in the 20s. So that was quite a way. She hadn't sold the house then, so that didn't answer that. And what was the other thing I wondered? I thought, well, she couldn't have given it Herr Bernard and Ted and any of them to buy houses because they never bought theirs. Ted never bought his till he was forced into it. Neither did Bernard. They rented them all the years, and they made their own furniture, both of them. So you know, you couldn't sort of see what had happened to any of the money. So they never had the money.
Weird.
No. So I couldn't make out, you know. And then what else I thought? Yeah, that was it. She couldn't have sent it to America. She couldn't have paid it back to her mother because her mother wasn't there. She couldn't have paid it to Aunt Jessie and Uncle Harry because what happened then? She couldn't have paid it then because they had a mortgage on the post office apparently, still paying off. Uncle Harry used to say, paying the mortgage off the post office. So, you know, I don't know. And they must, even if you didn't even think of, say, £250, they had a property, say like if you sold this and you moved into a council property, what did you do with this?
Yeah.
I know when Kathy Grant moved, I said, what did she do with the money? You know, because you wonder how people dispose of their income, because she sold her property. She said you gave it to the children, you know. So, I mean, you wonder how people
Yeah.
Well, you know what happens, don't you?
Could be in some bank account somewhere that.
I mean, what?
Still
And she
there.
never ever lived as if she got this money. Because we're saying about what money I've had. I mean, I could tell you how I've had some of my money in different ways. I had £25. We all had £25 from my mum when she died.
Mm.
Well, I got that out of the bank with Aunt Jessie's help, out of her post office book. But that was Air Frank's money that she'd persuaded Air Frank to have an insurance. And that was his life's insurance because he died of this leukemia. That was because he was driving the car. She'd persuaded him to have this life insurance because we had all these sorts of things. We all had them. That's how we had our first car. Your dad and I had our first car. They matured, you see, after the time. And so this money. I was thinking that was... Well, anyway, we had £25, all of us. Air Frank wasn't there, so he never had it. So that's what the money was that she'd had from Frank's insurance. So that, where this 250 or whatever money it was, I mean, it was a detached house with quite a bit of land. The other little places that were going were one up and one down that were going for £100. So neither of us could sort of come to any idea what could have ever have happened. Whatever could have happened to the money.
No.
Fred Rogers had it. Well, he had no more rights of having the properties. As I say, I understood they sold it to him.
She wasn't a gambler.
No, that's what Pauline said. No, she was too straight-laced for anything like that. And whether people, ordinary people, had any reason to be able, no, not reason, had any access to gambling, it'd be these people that went to casinos, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, I never remember them ever saying anything about horse racing years ago, but there wouldn't have been lottery tickets and raffles, because she didn't like raffles, so she, you know, she was always a strict church goer.
That's strange.
So she wouldn't have, you know, and my dad, he only, and I mean, the way they lived their lives, you know, you think to yourself, well, what could have happened to it? Because they never went on holiday, they never went anywhere. So they probably never
Kept
had
it under the mattress.
never had a lot of clothes.
No, it would have gone into a bank account, wouldn't it, if some property transaction,
Yeah,
rather than handing over a load of cash.
yeah.
So it would have been under somebody's name in a bank account
Yeah.
somewhere.
I wonder whether that's been laid about somewhere.
And that's what solicitors are all about, isn't it? They're supposed
Yeah.
to know where people's
Yeah.
assets are, and when they die, they
Yeah,
see that they're...
but she hadn't made a will, you see. We
No, but
never,
if you die intestate, then they go.
Yeah.
That goes to the nearest.
she got nothing to
And
be left.
who would
Well,
leave it? Be the recipient when she died then.
Well, we dealt with the things.
So you never saw it then.
No. So say I got the money out of the post office. I only ever knew she got this money. She wouldn't spend this money because she was always trying to give it to us after Frank died, and none of us would have it. We wanted her to have it. And she didn't ever live as if she got any money. You know, we used to buy her a ton of coal or anything like that. And I used to buy her clothes, treat her to go on the bus sometimes. But I don't know. I wonder whether it would be worth looking into the banks of there.
Oh
Because I mean,
yeah, certainly
got
would.
no-
It'd be worth a lot of money now, wouldn't it? If it's been sitting
Yeah.
there gathering
Yeah.
interest over all these years.
yeah, I mean it'd been 1938.
Yeah, 200 quid
gosh.
back then, compound interest.
Yeah.
It'd be worth probably
Quite-
over 100,000 by
Yeah,
now.
goodness knows what had happened to it. Yeah, strange, isn't it? No, I never thought about that before. That was tucked away in my brain, and I don't know what triggered it off. Whether old Bill saying he'd lost this money, some thinks he'd lost this money in this transaction, and we couldn't sort of believe that. Thought, well, you can't. Well, he thought somebody had run a bank manager had defrauded him of it, and we thought, well, couldn't
Paranoia.
see to do that.
What are
Tom.
you doing to help, Francis?
I like it.
Oh, good.
You've laid the table. What, are you a sort of special kind of chicken?
Aren't you a pretty girl?
Lay the table.
You darling. Pretty little girl, aren't you?
Yes, I'm beautiful.
You are. You tell
Pretty
yourself that
as,
every morning you get up. So my grandma says I'm beautiful, which is right. I
Yeah.
wish somebody had told me I was beautiful when I was little.
Maybe you weren't. Down here,